Hello everyone and welcome to this video, the third BSSO video, and we're starting with storyline quest with the continuation of it. Well, we all already know who the cloaked rider is, Sabine. Oh, this quest is also so iconic. Curious how that looks with the new Sabine. I think this other Star Rider is doing the exact same thing as me. It's small, but it's still, because it has this history, this small little quest has so much meaning. The beginning of it all, the burning hoofprints, it looks so cool, the effect. Yeah, I'm convinced Sabine was meant to be the same, like the opposite of Alex. Leader, lightning, fire powers. I made a whole other video about that. To Town Hall, so we're going to Silverglade. I can't wait to learn how to jump. That's usually at level 5 or 6, I think. So it shouldn't take too long. It's not going to happen in this video, I of course know that already. I hope in the next or the one after that. The Councilman. Okay, I'm now going to show how you can do the Cameraman or the Cameraman glitch in the current version of BSO. So you just go to the vet first, dismount it, and then you run to a store. That's the basis of it. You have to be able to move with a store menu somehow. Then you click away the vet menu, and then you can just move freely with the store menu. But yeah, so far it only works this if you dismount your horse first. And anything similar to this should work. Well, then you go to the Frisian horses, or any horse, but yeah, they are closest. We're almost there. Oh, I love this light so much. So we click one of them. You drag this away. You hide a little bit. Then you click away the store menu. And now there's the camera glitch. Fantastic. That means I can make those versus videos. Now I tried to hide the user interface, but that is not possible. So those version videos will be with the user interface when it comes to the older versions of the areas, but well, I guess that's also a little bit part of the nostalgia, right? This might be a little bit of fuss, but I'll manage for sure. It's not that far to Golden Hills. I can probably do this with the vet too in Jarlaheim. Now, I think all of you guys want to see this store, even if just for a little bit. This so iconic store. The source of glitches back then. And we all stepped into a black world and we had to click onto something, and then we could break into a locked area. This store is so iconic. It really was the base, the source of all glitches. Everyone used this store for it. I've done that a few times. I was not always so successful or the best with it. But yeah, love the Golden Hills view. Oh, I'm looking so forward to that, to get into Golden Hills. I'm right now a quest with Mary. Mary had a little lamb, and that is basically it. I remember this quest, yeah. Mary still hasn't changed a bit, by the way. She is still looking generation 2 or 1.5. Yeah, maybe 1.5. Alright, so this is kind of boring to watch in regular speed, but to have it sped up, that is fun. So I thought parts like this, why not speed it up? Just leave a little bit on a normal speed, but I think it's so funny how those sound when it's being sped up. This takes a while. You have to feed like 6 grasses or grass like 6 times. Like, yeah, it just takes a little while. That was more a thing with old SSO. A bit slower quests, but also a little bit more realistic. And it feels a little bit more like work sometimes. But then also more rewarding. Nowadays, the quests and everything, it's so easy. It's barely any effort. Actually, the thing that takes most time during quests is riding back and forth. Now, some quests that I'm a little less enthusiastic about, but I will of course include them. The Jorvik City Mall quests, they are just as much a part of it, so even though I'm not as enthusiastic about these quests, I'm going to include them either way. Yeah, it's just that with the mall, that a janitor being a little agitated, not very happy, and those, I don't know, I just like doing the things on land. But it's nice that it gives more XP though. It is another opportunity for gaining more XP when you do the Jorvik City Mall quests, which we're gonna do. Well, we're already doing it, and first time that we're getting a bus ticket. I like how they made this semi-realistic, because you first have to purchase the ticket, and after that you have to activate it. And especially like 5 to 10 years back, it's realistic. You had to buy a ticket or any sort of bus card, and then you activated it online. Nowadays, at least in Netherlands, you can just check in with your credit card. And before, even I think in 2014, when I went with the bus to school, already career focused school, I studied animal care. Back then you could even still just buy it in the bus with cash money. Those little cards, they then press to say so. That they then mark. No, there's not a word for it, but you guys know what I mean. When they sort of mark the ticket with such a little small pressing sort of machine to know that, or to let other drivers know that it has been used or that it is valid, something like that. And having to wait for the bus, that too, you have to in real life. And if you don't make it in time, well, the bus is not gonna wait for you. Same with the bus in Fort Pinto, you have to be on time, otherwise you can wait for the next one. Maybe that is also what made this old SSO more immersive. Yeah, definitely, and also with the shops, because in this version there is no global shop. Tis the Jorvik City Mall, that is the closest thing you're going to get to having more items in one place, to having a bigger collection of items in one place. But from what I checked, the clothes etc. that are here Not everything that is in the stores in the rest of Moreland is here. So that was so interesting in the past. Like if you wanted to make an outfit, you really had to do a shopping day, to say so. Because to see what items there were, you had to go from store to store. And even then, when you thought, oh, this looks beautiful, and then you combine it, and then actually the combination doesn't look great, and then you have to go all over again. I remember that. That was really like a shopping spree, like a shopping day in Star Stable, because you had to travel for it, and it was then also kind of fun revisiting all those items, etc. Then at some point came the global store, and that made it much easier, because then you could also immediately see how the outfit looks together, because sometimes you think certain colors look beautiful together, but then when you actually put them together, then it's after all like, okay, no, this doesn't look as good as I thought it would. And well, we don't have that problem now anymore, but back then that really was a thing. It was also kind of fun, because then, and sometimes a little exhausting, because then you had to go and look again for an item that did fit the outfit. Now if you already had decided on one item, then you could just see how, for example, today, and you will see that at the end of the video, I had already decided on a bridle, and based on that bridle I decided the rest of my outfit. I had a bit of a theme in mind, so that is then you can already compare a little bit. Yeah, it really is a different experience now versus then. Back then it was much more immersive. It also took more effort and time, but yeah, then you really had something to do, because now in SSO you get bored really quickly, because everything is so easy and convenient. We don't even have to go to a mailbox anymore. You can just click a button to see your mail, and then that's it. Back then you really had to ride, walking, running is also possible, but it takes a little bit long, to a mailbox in order to see your mail. And it's those kind of small things that made a difference, but that's not just it. I don't know, it is playing this old version. The moment I start playing, just being in there, in that world, that's enough to immediately make me feel immersed. I don't even have to do all these kind of small things. I don't know, I just immediately feel so immersed, like I'm in another world, and it's so relaxing. I don't know, the environment, the surroundings, the sounds in old SSO, they're so relaxing. New SSO too, but I don't know, it just now that I'm playing this version, it feels a little bit like the soul has been sucked out of SSO in new SSO. Even the graphics look better, it's beautiful, it's nice, I can enjoy it, but this one really has soul. The new one just not as much. Sorry if anybody from SSO is watching this, I appreciate your work and efforts, but that is just how I feel. I do appreciate the new version, but the old one just has something that the new one doesn't. But yeah, I am very thematic and seasonal with the new version, so I keep up and I do simply enjoy it my way, even when there isn't so much to do. And actually it's also convenient at times as an adult that there isn't so much to do, that you can't really miss out on events, etc. Because there are plenty of other things to do in real life. And now too, because September is now really calm in the SSO, I can just focus a little bit more on this, playing all this. So really, whoever did this, of BSSO, yeah, it's all a little grey, but I'm really grateful for it. That person or those persons who did it, I don't know if it was just one person or if it's multiple persons. Like, can you do this all on your own? Bring a whole game back based on a few files? I don't know exactly how it works, to be fair. How they brought this back, I don't know. It was something with old files, and I don't know how they extracted and brought the rest back, but like, kudos to you, because I don't think that's easy. I don't have that technical knowledge how people do that. Like, that is another kind of smart and intelligence. I need a sip of my water. Yeah, May, she has been a little clumsy. It's also fun with these quests, like SSO really knew how to extend them, because then one thing happens and then another does, and then you have to gather this and then you have to gather that, and oh okay, then a horse escaped, that kind of things. Nowadays it's yeah, okay, that's also in the side quests still. Yeah, you don't have many other options, I think. I don't know, well, there are plenty of options, but often a lot of the quests is just reading and gathering and applying or catching horses and bringing them back. Although I must say, in the new SSO they have been really creative with that, the puzzles, etc. Like they what they did in Valedale, Hollow Woods. It's really creative with all those room puzzles, etc. Yeah, I do like that. Even though, yeah, okay, new SSO, it's not the same, but you can see in some things how creative the new team is as well. It's just, yeah, a different kind of creative team that was behind this SSO. They had a certain vision in mind, and the team that does SSO now also has a certain vision in mind, and you can just clearly see and feel those differences. It goes a little bit in a different kind of direction. The language is also a little bit more suitable for everyone, I guess. But I think that gave the game character. How much more sassy they are in this older version. Runaway stable horses, yeah. I'm so nervous I can hardly look. Yeah, May was more of a nervous character back then. But then May became Maya. Yeah, they changed a lot. But May and Maya, it's not that much of a difference. But Maya has become really her own character, and I really like that too. A little quest we had with her getting her own horse, that was great. A beautiful Palomino, or is that no? Isn't that a dun kind of color? Flaxen? No, not flaxen. It's Palomino. The Palomino thin horse. It's a beautiful one. Of course, we're going to Mrs. Holdworth. She's our little witch. She has all knowledge. Yeah, I thought if I have to do those horses' hooves, why not also do the stable chores? Then I'm already busy there then anyways. The poor thing, yeah. Ooh, yeah, a horse stepping in glass. Well, if it's a little scratch and it doesn't get in the lively, sensitive part, then it shouldn't be too bad. But if it does reach beyond that, that's painful. But luckily we have Mrs. Holdworth. She knows what to do. Yeah, she knows the ointment, but we have to gather the ingredients. That is how it works usually. Yeah, our character was kind of a pushover. Like doing those small chores. And then our character being a little bit unhappy about having to do those chores for James. I felt a little bit used, to say so. But yeah, our character is still a little bit young and naive, so really understandable. Gold at it. It's still funny sometimes. Yeah, what else could I think of? Like, most of the things Nutella, that's also a nice name. Most of the normal, regular names that you think of first, of course they're already taken. So I had to be a little bit creative. Maybe Lynx is not taken. Or maybe it is. Yeah, he has character. Well, he's not that handsome. But he's not really ugly either. Oh, here Joss already had gotten the update that made him look older. At first he had this like brown hair. Oh yeah, I remember that. Everybody was like, no, Joss looks so much older now all of a sudden. I love speeding things up. It's just so funny. Here we are with this troublemaker. Yeah, we're literally talking to your back on rent. Yeah, and when are we gonna get horseshoes? Anukties. That's a little spelling mistake right there. Nukti. I don't know if that is because of the BSSO people or because of the SSO people. Maybe that mistake was already there. I don't know. Yeah, this is what I mean with sometimes it really felt a little bit more like work in these old side quests. Like you could just do one bag at a time. And I remember also with logs, like, okay, yeah, it differed. It wasn't consistent. Because sometimes you could like carry 5 heavy logs of something. And with some quests, only one thing. Like now, just one sack at a time. So yeah, that was an interesting logic sometimes. Yeah, sure, we'll gather them. Wisecracker. It's our task, isn't it? Gathering stuff. Of course we did, we're the hero. Oh, I love how it smells outside now. Now when I'm recording this, it's raining outside, and you know, that smell during or after rain, I love it. Yeah, can we finally take it easy? Are you gonna take care of your own horse or your land horse yourself now? Or will you leave all the work to us all the time? I'm just kidding. No, we're doing this part 2 in this video. As you see, here I already have my new outfit. I was like, okay, well, I can't really get anything with high stats now, but I just want an outfit that at least gives some more stats, that helps us a little, and it immediately felt better too. I was like, I just need an in-between outfit for now. Something with a few more stats that looks nice. I'm kinda over the starters look and I can buy some stuff. This is how the outfit became. Yeah, like I talked about before, earlier. Having that shopping experience again was interesting, was fun. Yeah, also a little bit more of a fuss. That's also more realistic. Because when you go out shopping in real life, if you want to know all the stores have, you're gonna have to visit all the stores. Yeah, nowadays also online, but before that was on the rise. You just had to go into the stores and hope that you could find nice matching clothes. I would say it's a little bit easier in real life than in SSO, because especially now in this era from SSO, the colors, they used to stand out a lot, so it could be a little bit difficult to combine stuff, but yeah, we managed it. Actually loved that, enjoyed making that outfit. Actually, I like that I have a Bay starter now, because I wouldn't have chosen Bay. I like Bay, but it's just really common, and then I like to go for something a little less common. Like my starter horse I have now in new SSO, Blue Angel, a silver one. But now having a Bay horse, I'm like, well, he's actually beautiful. And purple looks really good on Bay, I think. Purple, black, a bit of brown, some blue. Yeah, I like this combination. Maybe it could have looked good on Blue Angel as well, but I think it's much more beautiful on this horse. Yeah, we can magically communicate with Lynx. We're gonna have a race, Lynx. Wow, those... I do believe in that stuff. Margaret Coates, for example, is a world-renowned horse healer and reader. It just as in the game, it's just funny to make a little fun about it. The old hay bales. It's amazing to relive this nostalgia. I knew I had to go left, but then Lynx confused me. Yeah, it's obviously Lynx. Oh, that came a little bit out as a snake sound. This quest is now almost over. Not the most exciting quest, but still fun anyways. I hope to have a storyline quest again in the next one, or to learn how to jump already. Alright, that was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day or night. See you again in the next one. Bye.